Welcome to today's video, Trump versus BRICs, the tariff threat that could change the global economy. The global stage is heating up, and a new battle for economic dominance is taking shape. Recently, President-elect Donald Trump issued a bold threat, a staggering 100% tariff on all BRICS nations if they dare to move forward with plans to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. This high-stakes move has sent shockwaves through international markets and raised urgent questions about the future of global trade and power dynamics. But here's the burning question: could Trump's latest tariff threats against BRICS nations actually accelerate the very shift away from US economic dominance that he's trying to prevent? In this video, we'll dive deep into the driving forces behind Trump's proposed tariffs, unpack BRICS' ambitious de-dollarization efforts, and explore the potential ripple effects this standoff could have on the global economy. From trade wars to the reshaping of global alliances, the stakes couldn't be higher. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of the complex clash between Trump and BRICs, and why this could be one of the most consequential moments in the economic history of the 21st century. Let's get started. Trump's tariff strategy and economic goals. Donald Trump has never shied away from using bold economic measures to assert US dominance, and his tariff strategies are a prime example. During his first term, Trump shook the global economy with sweeping tariffs on imports from China, as well as on steel, aluminum, and other key products. These moves were aimed at addressing what he called unfair trade practices and revitalizing American industries. Now, Trump is doubling down with an even more audacious threat: 100% tariffs on all BRICS nations. This aggressive move is aimed squarely at deterring their growing efforts to reduce reliance on the US dollar, a strategy known as de-dollarization. The message from Trump is clear: any challenge to US economic supremacy will be met with overwhelming force. Central to this strategy is Trump's America First doctrine, which prioritizes protecting domestic industries and maintaining the US as the dominant player on the global stage. His tariff policies are designed to achieve three key objectives. 1. Preventing the erosion of the US dollar's global dominance, which has been the bedrock of international trade for decades. 2. Pressuring BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to abandon their plans to develop alternative currencies and bypass the dollar in global transactions. 3. Safeguarding US economic interests, particularly manufacturing, by reducing reliance on foreign imports and promoting domestic production. But while these goals are ambitious, they come with significant risks. Will such steep tariffs protect American interests, or will they backfire by pushing BRICS nations to accelerate their plans for economic independence? This strategy has the potential to reshape the global economy, and Trump is betting big that the US will come out on top. Understanding BRICs and their de-dollarization efforts. If you haven't already, you can check out my previous video where I dived deeper into BRICs and de-dollarization. The BRICs coalition, comprising of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has emerged as a formidable force in the global economy. Once seen as a loose grouping of developing nations, BRICs is now reshaping the international landscape with ambitious goals and growing influence. Recent expansions to include Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE signal the bloc's intention to challenge Western economic dominance and promote a new world order. Central to the BRICs agenda is the desire to reduce dependence on the US dollar, which has long dominated global trade and finance. By doing so, BRICs aims to foster a multipolar world order where no single country or currency wields disproportionate power. One of their boldest strategies is de-dollarization. Discussions are underway to create a new BRICs currency or adopt alternative currencies like China's yuan for international trade. These efforts are designed to sideline the dollar in global transactions, weakening the US's economic leverage. Motivations for de-dollarization are clear: to mitigate the impact of US sanctions and reduce vulnerabilities stemming from dollar dependency. For nations like Russia and Iran, often at the receiving end of US sanctions, this shift is both strategic and essential. The stakes are enormous. If BRICs succeeds, the global economy could see a seismic shift in how trade and finance operate, potentially challenging the US's economic supremacy. But with Trump's aggressive tariff threats now looming, the question remains: can BRICs stay united and committed to their vision, or will US pressure force them to retreat? Potential impact of 100% tariffs on BRICs nations. Trump's threat of imposing 100% tariffs on BRICs nations isn't just a warning, it's a declaration of economic war. Such steep tariffs could have profound consequences for the economies of BRICs countries, reshaping trade dynamics and potentially slowing growth in some of the world's largest markets. Economic implications for BRICS. If enacted, these tariffs could disrupt the flow of goods and services between the US and BRICS nations, leading to 1. Economic slowdowns. For export-heavy economies like China, Brazil, and India, losing access to the US market or facing prohibitively high tariffs could hurt growth and impact critical industries. 2. Trade imbalances. Higher tariffs would increase costs for BRICS exporters, making their products less competitive in the US and potentially creating oversupply issues in their domestic markets. 3. Ripple effects. Beyond direct impacts, global supply chains already strained in recent years could face further disruptions, with higher prices cascading down to consumers worldwide. But BRICS isn't likely to back down without a fight. BRICS possible countermeasures. Faced with these economic challenges, BRICS nations have several strategies to push back against Trump's tariffs. 1. Strengthening intra-BRICS trade. By increasing trade within the bloc, BRICS countries could reduce their reliance on the US market and create a robust internal economic ecosystem. 2. Accelerating de-dollarization efforts. A 100% tariff threat may only add fuel to BRICS' drive to sideline the US dollar in global transactions. This could include ramping up plans for a BRICS currency or expanding the use of local currencies for trade. 3. Seeking alternative markets. BRICS nations could pivot their export strategies toward regions like Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, diversifying their trade relationships and reducing vulnerability to US actions. These countermeasures not only offer a path for BRICS to mitigate the impact of US tariffs but also signal a potential long-term shift in global economic alliances. Whether Trump's tariff threats achieve their intended goals or backfire, one thing is clear: the global economic landscape is on the brink of transformation. Implications for the global economy. The prospect of 100% tariffs on BRICS nations isn't just a bilateral issue, it has the potential to upend the entire global economic system. As tensions rise between the US and BRICS, the ripple effects could create risks for the American economy while accelerating shifts in the balance of global power. Risks to the US economy. While Trump's tariff threats are designed to strengthen the US economy, they could carry significant risks such as retaliation from BRICS nations. BRICS countries could impose counter-tariffs on US goods, directly harming American exporters in sectors like agriculture, energy, and technology. This could further strain industries that are already grappling with global competition. Impact on supply chains. Tariffs often lead to disruptions in global supply chains. Essential imports could face delays or increased costs, which would eventually trickle down to American businesses and consumers, leading to higher prices and inflationary pressures. Global isolation. Aggressive trade policies might alienate allies and trade partners who view the US as too unpredictable, prompting them to strengthen ties with BRICS instead. Global economic shifts. The escalating standoff between Trump and BRICS could trigger a realignment of trade and economic partnerships worldwide. New trade alliances. Countries wary of US protectionism may pivot toward BRICS, creating a parallel economic network that reduces reliance on Western markets. This could include expanded trade agreements between BRICS nations in regions like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. The rise of alternative systems. As BRICS accelerates its de-dollarization efforts, the global economy could see the emergence of alternative financial systems that challenge US-centric institutions like the IMF and World Bank. The role of other nations, neutral or undecided countries, could play a pivotal role in this evolving landscape. For example, the EU and Japan might weigh the risks of siding with the US against the opportunities of engaging with BRICS nations. This brewing economic battle isn't just about tariffs, it's about the future of global leadership and economic influence. As Trump doubles down on his America First doctrine, BRICS is determined to chart its own path. The outcome of this conflict could redefine how trade, power, and currency flow across the world in the decades to come. Expert opinions and predictions. The clash between Trump's tariff threats and BRICS' economic ambitions has drawn sharp reactions from economists and policy experts around the world. Their insights reveal the high stakes and the potential outcomes of this unprecedented economic confrontation. Insights into Trump's proposed tariffs. Economists are divided on the feasibility of Trump's 100% tariff threat. Supporters argue that the move could reassert US dominance by forcing BRICS nations to reconsider their de-dollarization plans. The tariffs, they say, could serve as a powerful deterrent, making it clear that challenging the US dollar comes with steep economic costs. Critics, however, warn that such tariffs could backfire spectacularly. They point to the likelihood of significant retaliation from BRICS nations, which could hurt U.S. exporters, disrupt supply chains, and drive up costs for American consumers. Moreover, some experts suggest that these tariffs might push BRICS to double down on their efforts, accelerating the very shift Trump hopes to prevent. Predictions on the future of the US dollar and BRICS strategies. The long-term implications of this standoff could redefine global economics. The US dollar's future. Many experts believe the dollar's dominance is already under pressure, and Trump's aggressive stance might exacerbate this trend. BRICS de-dollarization initiatives, coupled with growing global interest in alternatives like digital currencies, could erode the dollar's influence over time. BRICS economic path. Analysts predict that BRICS will use this moment to solidify their unity. Strengthening intra-BRICS trade, creating financial institutions independent of the West, and developing a new BRICS currency are all strategies that could gain momentum in response to US tariffs. The bigger picture. Several experts caution that this isn't just an economic dispute, it's a battle over global leadership. The US and BRICS represent two competing visions of the world, one centered around Western-led dominance in the dollar, and another advocating for a multipolar order with diverse economic power centers. The consensus? Whether Trump's tariffs succeed or fail, this showdown is poised to be a defining moment for the global economy. One way or another, the dynamics of power, trade, and currency are shifting, and the world is watching closely. In conclusion, the standoff between Trump and BRICS is more than just a clash of economic policies. It's a pivotal moment in the fight for global dominance. On one side, Trump's 100% tariff threats aim to protect US interests and preserve the dollar's supremacy. On the other, BRICS is advancing its ambitious de-dollarization efforts, seeking to reshape the rules of international trade and finance. The potential ramifications are monumental. Trade relationships could fracture, global supply chains may face upheaval, and new alliances could emerge, forever altering the economic landscape. Whether Trump's strategy will succeed in deterring BRICS or backfire by accelerating their efforts, one thing is certain: the stakes couldn't be higher. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you believe Trump's tariff threats will deter BRICS from pursuing alternative currencies, or will they push the bloc to double down on de-dollarization? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're intrigued by the shifting dynamics of global power and want to stay informed on critical economic developments, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Join us as we continue to explore the forces shaping the future of the global economy. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.